Hi everyone! It's Katie DePaula. I'm the founder and CEO of Inner Glow Circle. And it just told me I'm live because it's from my other. Okay, Liv Chapman's gonna come and join me. She's our COO and co-founder. Hey Amy. Tell me where you're here from. I'm gonna wave at you guys because waving is the way to go. I'm really excited for this mini training. Hang on with me. Hey Avery. Hi Liv.
Hello.
Welcome. So we're doing a quick training today. We like to do these mini trainings a couple times a week. We're doing a quick training on 10 things. Now there aren't just 10 things, but these are 10 things that you can do with a coaching certification. Why are you laughing?
I said the same. I was doing the Instagram before and I was like, there's way more than 10, but we're going to give you 10.
Yeah.
So we'll start.
Okay, so we're just going to dive right into it. I mean, the amount of things that you can do with a coaching certification are pretty incredible. And I have to say that when I decided to go through a coach training certification program back in 2012, I had no idea like all the doors that it would open. And hi, Amelia. Amelia's one of our graduates. Hey, Taryn. I had no idea about all the doors it would open. I really had no clue. And I'm being completely honest with you, I just did it because I was so miserable and so unhappy. And I had been in so many jobs and done so many internships in so many different fields and talked to so many people. And everyone I talked to that I had a job that I thought I wanted seemed to hate their job. And so I was like, I just didn't understand like what I was meant to be doing with my life. And as I went through coach training, I was like, oh, this seems like something that brings together all the parts of myself where I can be all of myself. And, I knew I loved writing, but I had always been told that writing couldn't really be a career. I remember telling my granddad, who I love so much, he just passed away a couple of years ago, but he was so important to me. But he did say to me, like, okay, you want to write books, what are you gonna do to make money? Like, what are you gonna really do with your life? So, and you were a teacher, which is not a high paying job.
No.
So,
Opposite.
what?
Opposite of a high
Right.
pay.
Right. So you kind of went for something that you were passionate about, right?
Well, and I started like getting the world of coaching and doing coaching like things when I was a teacher because I was like trying to figure out ways to make extra money because even with my teacher's salary, I wasn't, and I was like single with no kids. I like couldn't afford my life. So that's how I started doing those other things. So let's get into the top 10 things not top 10, but 10 things that you can do with your coaching certification, because I think even if you're watching this and you're thinking about getting certified, but you're working another job, you may actually see that like some of these ways to utilize your coaching skills and certification can actually be done while you're transitioning into full-time business.
Totally. So the first one is having a private practice. I mean, and that's the simplest and most straightforward. And that's the baseline of what we teach our students to do in our program is how to have a private practice. We encourage our students to start charging $150 an hour and work with their clients on a weekly basis, which is $600 a month. So if you start to stack that, $600 a month times one, times two, times three, times 10, it's like, you're starting to look at thousands of dollars a month in income. And so once you have 10 clients, you're making $6,000 a month, and you can continue to grow from there, which we're going to talk about, because a lot of coaches have multiple streams of income. What they decide to do is be a coach, but also be a speaker and also have, products and programs. We're going to get into this, but private practice coaching, it could be one-on-one coaching or it could be group coaching. And the beauty of it is that you can be general. You could be a life coach or a business coach or a life and business coach, which is what I was. And then you can go more specific. You could be a wellness coach. You could be a health coach, a relationships coach, an intimacy coach, a sex coach, a marketing coach, a visibility coach, a sales coach. One of our students right now in our graduate program is a sales coach. So there's so many different areas that you can niche into, but you don't have to niche in the beginning, and you don't have to niche at all. You can stay more broad and see who comes your way. So that's the first big one. Anything else you want to add to that, Liv?
No, one thing that I do see happening often when people go through the like coach training experience is that they often like join training with an idea in their head of like what type of coaching they want to do. And it often evolves as they actually
Right.
feedback and start working with different types of pro bono clients and different types of requests. And so if you don't know that yet, that's totally okay. It'll come to you, and it often does, and it often evolves in the course of the actual training program. So that's all I would add.
I love that. Go
And
ahead.
then
I'm just writing notes.
number two, which we talked about at the beginning, which is also something that Katie has just about finished doing, and something that I am in process of doing, is writing a book or becoming an author. So I just talked to someone last week who's signing up for training, and she her glow or her greatest level of want is to be a writer. And one of the things that she was saying, she was like, I don't have a way to make money while I'm writing and have the flexibility to like write when I'm inspired and to be able to travel and all of this. And coaching is actually a really great way to supplement your income while writing. And it's also a great way to build a platform and become an expert in whatever you're, authoring, whether it's writing a full book or writing articles for a website. Or I saw one of our graduates who created this whole like magazine style platform for her to be able to write and for her to be able to bring other people or other authors. So coaching and writing typically go hand in hand, especially if you're promoting your coaching business. You're probably content writing all the time.
Yeah.
And we've had tons of graduates write books, publish books. Katie, your book is coming out this year.
December 1st.
First, I should know that. But yeah.
But I will say, like, so my book is called At Least You Look Good, How to Glow Through What You Go Through. And so many of the concepts came from the work I was doing as a coach. I think coaching really helps build confidence in your thoughts and your beliefs and sort of the themes you see in the world. And God, I've worked with thousands of women at this point in some capacity between all the students we've had and all the workshops I've done. And I mean, we've had over 500 students. I think now it's up to like 503 or something. But, I've been able to see the things that women struggle with. So it was a great way to get market research and get data, right, and say, you know what, like, okay, we all think our story is unique, but we all start to think like, maybe other people are going through this too. So it really gave me an opportunity to get paid to do so much market research for my book.
Right.
Okay, cool, Livis. Take us to 3.
Okay. So number 3 is speaker. So with a coaching certification, you can be a speaker. So you can host events, you can speak at events. We had a woman just sign up for training who has had her own TED Talk. To like creating content for a book, like once you start coaching, start learning more about yourself and about others and human behavior and all of that, you have a lot of content. And so if speaking is something that you're good at or you're passionate about, the doors really open up when you know how to coach and you build your confidence. And I have to also say that I think speaking can also be similar to writing, can be a great avenue for you to connect with more people who can be potential clients. So
yeah,
those things like coaching can get you in the door, especially if you have a credential and you're pitching yourself to speak at events. A credential is majorly important in giving you clout and giving you like, what's the other word I'm thinking of? Like
credibility.
Yeah. And so
Clout. What a weird word.
What is clout?
Clout.
There's like an old app called Clout, but that's a whole nother story. Okay. So it works twofold. In one way, your coaching credential or certification can give you that legitimacy that you need to be able to get on stage. And on the other hand, it's like when you're speaking in front of groups of people, whether it's digitally at this point or in person, those are all potential leads and clients for you. So they play hand in hand together really nicely. And I think that's all I have to say about speaker. Do you want to add that? We've both spoken at events before too. And you can get
Yeah.
paid about one of our students, actually her first speaking engagement, she was paid $2,500
Yeah.
her very first speaking engagement. So sky's the limit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just another way to have more streams of income as a coach.
Yeah.
Okay, so take us to number 4.
Okay.
I'm
No,
just taking notes on this so that I can also turn it into a post. So,
okay, number 4, executive coaching or consulting or coaching within an organization. So often people come to coaching because they're like, I want to get out of corporate America or I want to get out of the workplace. But you may get out of it from like a 9 to 5 standard, but having a coaching credential also opens the door back up to you to be able to go in and work with organizations or corporations or executives, but like on your own time. So a lot of our students who came from corporate backgrounds actually go back into office type environments to work with management, to work with executives, or to host different company wide workshops or events. And again, Katie and I have done this. We've been hired by companies and organizations to help them streamline their processes, to help them with hiring and the organizational structure of their company. And so if you are coming from the corporate world, and that's where a lot of your professional experience is, working as a coach inside of these environments may be a great way, for you to diversify your coaching income and also get really in your glow zone or your zone of genius. The one other thing I want to say, hi, thanks. The other thing I want to say about that too is I like organizations because the contracts tend to look a little bit different. And I think there's a high earning potential when you are coaching inside of organizations.
yeah.
Go to number 5.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's fun. We talked about this in our workshop last week, but um, another thing that you can do as a coach with a certification is really build your personal brand, be an influencer. And the other word for influencer can also be like a role model. But you can also be like get into influencer marketing or being a brand ambassador. So if you're making a name for yourself as a wellness coach, for example, another way to diversify your income is to share your expertise and also begin to do influencer marketing or brand ambassador type of promotions and make money that way. Do you want to add anything else to that, Katie?
No, I think that's pretty solid.
Okay.
I think it's just another stream of income.
Yeah, it is. And often we have influencers come to us because they haven't really hacked it how to make a lot of money in that way. And so they want to
Right.
too. So they, again, like it's very complementary. If you're working in this online world or in the digital space, which I think the majority of the population is, whether by choice or not at this point, you want to be thinking about how to scale and how to grow and evolve your company. And one of the ways to do that is to be able to make income in different ways and have it complement one another. So,
Scale your income and your impact.
duh. What are we here for? Another,
6.
I do 6, or you want me to keep going?
Keep going, baby.
Okay, 6, product-based business. So you can expand your coaching business into products. You can make t-shirts, you can make apparel. We've had coaches that develop clothing lines along like their brand values and what they stand for as coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Different branded notebooks, coffee mugs. I actually sent you a company over the weekend, I think, Katie, that makes these hysterical like ceramics.
I don't think I got it. Send it again.
Okay. But you can start making products. And actually, we were on someone's podcast the other day, the Glow Up Effect, and she does a great job of making cute promotional materials or products that really complement her message and her core values and her business and her brand. So that's another thing. And we actually were just in a business meeting the other day talking about what we're going to be putting in our Inner Glow Circle product store. So it's a great way to not only like put a physical product with your values and your beliefs and your message, but
Yeah.
it's like Soul Cycle vibes. Like if you see people out on the street or out at somewhere wearing your branded material, it's great for promotion. It's great for
I
growing.
I will add here.
I got it. Just
I will add here too, like when I was writing these out, the other thing that came to mind was like network marketing, product base. So we have a lot of students who come from network marketing backgrounds or like also sell products through network marketing companies.
yeah.
And like what we've heard is that coaching really gives them one, a better way to work with, motivate, and literally coach their downline. And also that it provides another stream of income because a lot of network marketing companies really sell, you know, their brand like you're going to make so much money so fast, and that's not always the case. And so making an extra, you know, 600 times whatever, $1,800 a month, et cetera, actually does make an impact for people. So it's a really great add-on. And I've never been involved. Well, maybe we have, but I've never been very involved in a network marketing company. But what I've heard is it takes some of the pressure off because they have another stream of income that's very legit, and also that they feel more confident in their business because they're becoming better leaders.
Yeah, good points.
Go ahead.
7, host a podcast. Again, a lot of people are hosting podcasts. It's such a good way to articulate your message. Like if I was talking earlier about writing and you're like, I don't want to be writing a ton of content, then create a podcast. And I think as you grow your podcast too, like your message is heard by more people, you can connect with different audiences, you can promote across different brands by having guests on your show. You can also get podcast sponsors and start making money in that sense by promoting other people's work or products or whatever. And a lot of the podcasts that we've been on have also become affiliates of our program. And so by sharing what we're up to, they are making an affiliate commission. So there's ways to monetize your podcast. And again, it has a twofold effect. You're reaching a wider audience or perhaps a different audience that would want to, you know, read a book or read an article or read everything on your Instagram feed. They're the audience that wants to listen and hear. So you're reaching a different and wider audience. And at the same time, you are potentially creating a way for you to increase your revenue through ads and sponsors. So lead and revenue.
100%. So next thing.
You want to do this one?
No. Do you want me to? Okay, so women's circles. So women's circles were and still are a huge part of my business, our business. Women's circles are just like, you know, basically networking events that aren't annoyingly networky. And they can be a great stream of income, or they can be a really, really great lead generator. And so back in the day, in 2014, I started hosting women's circles at my house, like in my living room. And they were tiny. There was like, you know, 7 people at the first one, but they grew to like 40, 50 people. And I generated so many leads and started to really build a reputation for my business and for the company through them, because it was creating this space that women had never experienced before. So I think women's circles like are such a great way to generate leads. Instead of going to a networking event, you're bringing people to you, and you're like, often people bring a friend. It's such an easy way for people to bring a friend. And you know, people want to be with like-minded women, and we call it like valued. So it's a great space where you're curating the space, you're creating the environment, you're creating the conversation. So that's
Yeah.
a super great lead generator. Okay, 9.
You're literally positioning yourself as the leader by being the host too, which I think is such a great exercise in
Yeah.
confidence in you. So, okay, so 8 is women's circles, 9 is creating and selling digital courses. So, when you go through coach training or you have your coaching certification and you learn your area of expertise and the type of people you want to work with, you're going to start to hear and see and become an expert at different themes, right? Or there's going to be areas that you have a high level of expertise and experience, and those are the things that you can then package into digital courses. So this is kind of the whole make money while you sleep mentality. So you record a course, you perhaps create workbooks or PDFs that go along with it, and then you can sell it. People can purchase it through your website, download it, and take the course at their own pace. So it's another income stream. It's a way to reach perhaps an audience that can't afford to work with you one-on-one or isn't ready for that level of commitment or doesn't have the time or whatever it is. And you can package your expertise into something that you're teaching them or guiding them through at their own pace. And therefore, they could purchase it at 2 a.m. when you're sleeping. You're making money. They're making transformation. Everybody's happy.
Yes, I love it. 10.
Last one, expert or a guest expert. This one, Katie and I were trying to think of the name of before this. I'm like, what is it called when like you do this? Because so many of our students have done this. So okay, if you have ever watched, I'm just going to give a basic example for like the guest expert one, but if you've ever watched like the local news even, and you have seen someone come on a segment on health, for example, that's a super common one. And you're like, how do you get to do what she's doing? A coaching credential gets you in the door to be able to do what she's doing. So if you want to be
Right.
Forbes, or you want to be featured on the radio or the local news. I heard someone on the radio here, and she was an intuitive coach, and she was like being interviewed about like what was going on in the world. And then there was a call to action at the end to be able to book your own session with her. So if you want to be
Mm.
expert or an expert, having a credential is what is going to make you stand out from everyone else who is quote unquote calling themselves a coach, right? So one of our very, I would think, I'm thinking of Lindsay, like in our inaugural class or team at IGC, she's
Yeah.
offered in media as an expert health coach. And, you know, it's a great way to grow your expert status, to be connected to new leads and perhaps people that you never would have connected with on Instagram or Facebook or something like that.
Yeah, she's always on the news. So I think having that credential just makes you so much more legit.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
really builds confidence too, so that you feel comfortable pitching yourself so that you know what you bring to the table. A lot of us we're like, well, I sort of do this and I sort of do this, but coach training and certification helps you really figure out, okay, who am I in the world? Who do I want to become and what do I need to do? We say in IGC that we don't just teach the doing what you need to do, we teach about becoming. So who do you need to be to become the woman that you want to be in the world?
Yeah. I mean, I still want to become the expert life coach that is on all the Bravo shows. That out there if anyone's watching from Bravo. Sky's the limit. So that's,
Um,
I could probably keep going.
okay, so call to action, that's 10. So here's what we recommend that you do. Go to innerglowcircle.com/apply and
Yep.
just do it. Just apply for our coach training certification. Today's the last day for early enrollment, and we're so happy to have you here watching. Thank you for hanging with us through this video and this little mini training, and we hope that you have learned a little bit more about all the things that you can do with a coaching certification.
Yeah. Start
Any final words, Liv?
excited. No,
What?
just think about it. Think about it like, okay, if we were talking and you're like, well, this sounds great, this sounds great, this sounds great, like actually make a mock-up. And if you want me to help you, like apply and book a call with me, because we do this all the time. Like we actually take a look with you, like you want to make money doing one-on-one coaching, group coaching, selling a digital course. Okay, it doesn't all happen on the first day of class, but we can get with you and create a plan, and you can actually start to see like, if you work the plan works, and therefore the money gets made. So
Oh, I like that. All
that's
right. Love you guys so much.
all. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.